Welcome to May 2017. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for May for Virgo. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards here. And while I do, I want to tell you a little bit about a new moon in Taurus that just happened on April 26th. That new moon in Taurus is happening in your 9th house, Virgo. So 9th house is a house to do with higher learning. It's a house to do with travel, philosophy, foreign things, foreign cultures, anything that expands our horizons. So it's a good time, Virgo, to do things and plant seeds that have to do with those themes. So great time to make travel plans, great time to take on a course that has to do with other cultures or other religions, other philosophies, anything to do with higher learning or travel. Also a great time for beginning something to do with publishing. So anything that goes into the outer world. So if some of you are looking to submit a book proposal, now is a wonderful time to begin that. You could see some nice results over the next 6 months. When we get that full moon in Taurus is usually when you'll see results from anything that you begin in the new moon. So begin something now that has to do with one of those 9th house themes and look for results within 6 months. It's a good time to begin that. And so for Virgo, let's see what's going on for May. I've got Fool in reverse as your central card. Page of Rods, Page of Wands is in your shadow position. Magician in reverse is what's passing away. That's an energy that's dissolving. What's approaching is Two of Coins. And highlighted for you for May is Justice in reverse. For week 1, we have Knight of Cups in reverse. Week 2 is the Sun in reverse. Week 3 is Four of Coins in reverse. And week 4 is 10 of Coins in reverse. You've got a lot of reversals in May. So what that's telling me is that things may just kind of feel under the surface. You may not feel like you have access or that things are 100% clear, especially with that Sun in reverse. Usually Sun has to do with feeling vital, feeling full, feeling completely yourself. There's some joyousness for sure, and even with Fool. But there's a little bit, it's sort of like there's a sunny day, but there's a little bit of clouds, overcast, so you can't get the full power of the sun. So for May, there may be a feeling of just waiting on something, with things just feeling like they're it's like a light bulb that has a lampshade over it. So it's the full power of that light, if it's vitality or joy or any of that, is just not fully able to come to the surface yet. It's there, but it's not able to radiate at its full power, is what I'll say. So Fool is about being open, having trust in the universe, being ready to start a new adventure. You can see Fool is the 0 card of the deck, which means it's all about potential. Nothing is formed yet when Fool comes about. He's the beginner. He is usually depicted as being on the top of a cliff ready to jump off because he trusts the universe that much. It's a real card of faith and of trust and of innocence. So it's like stripping everything away. Fool doesn't have a care in the world. He's like, I'm going to go out into the world and it's going to be a grand adventure. It's going to be wonderful. And he kind of like looks up at the sun and he knows like, oh, it's a new day. I'm going to smell this rose and go with my dog on my new adventure. So it's a lot about being open, trusting the universe and the course of things. It's about beginning anew and having faith and innocence. So in the reverse position, it's saying don't be foolish, don't rush into things. It may also be a block, like you're ready to do this. You're stepping into a new, open, fresh world, but there's a little part of doubt or mistrust, like questioning things like, can I do this? I'm fearful about doing this. I'm resistant to doing this. Like I kind of get this for this card, sometimes it's like someone who's going off to college for a brand new adventure, but they're like scared to leave their hometown, or they're, they're going to a college and they're just kind of concerned about being the first day of school or something. It's kind of got that feeling to it, Fool in reverse. It's like beginning a new project, or it's almost like first day on the job. Although Fool isn't quite as restricted as like someone who's in the workforce. That's not necessarily the best example, but it's like getting on a train and the train is pulling away from the station. You're like, oh my gosh, am I really going? So that's kind of what Fool in reverse feels like. So I'm going to invite you to consider what is it that is coming up for you. If you're having any fears, doubts, or resistance towards being open to the universe, to a new grand adventure, to having faith or having trust, what are those fears that might be turning Fool upside down? What are the things that you feel like are preventing you from just being totally open and carefree and free? What's keeping you from being free, Virgo? Because Fool energy is showing up for you. That's your central focus for May, freedom. And I'm seeing look at all this yellow in these cards. Yellow is a real card of optimism, really sunny. So there's a lot of good stuff happening for you, but you might have to do a 180 to change your perspective to see all of it. That's possible. I'm saying that because of all the cards in reverse. That's what's passing away. What's in shadow is Page of Wands. So this is something that's maybe happening beneath the surface of your consciousness. It may be happening in the shadows, or usually what's in the shadow position is something that's going on but that we can't see or that we don't know about. And Page of Wands is all about enthusiasm and passion and willingness. So if there's anything that's challenging your openness, your willingness to go out and trust and begin something, it seems like you have some passion, some openness, and some willingness that may just be sitting beneath the surface. This guy says, I'm ready. Let's go. He's a fire. Page of Wands is all about fire. So it's like, sign me up for that course. I'm ready to learn. I'm here for my first lesson. I'm ready to go. I'm passionate. I'm enthusiastic. I'm willing. So with that being in your shadow position, it tells me that you might be excited about something or passionate or willing and enthusiastic, but that you're kind of trying to keep it under the surface, or it's wanting to burst forth and you're kind of trying to hold it back. So allow that to be in your consciousness, Virgo. Allow yourself to be excited about something. Allow yourself to be willing and ready, because that is what these two complement each other so well. If you actually look at it, they're both two young people with a rod, with a staff. Here, Fool carries his belongings on it, and here, this one is ready to work with it or fight with it, or whatever action needs to be taken. So they're actually kind of similar energies in some ways. There's an openness, a freshness, a vitality, and a willingness in both of these cards. So let that young-hearted, fiery, passionate, excited, enthusiastic is a really great word for Page of Wands. Let that side come out, Virgo. You guys are usually so diligent and so organized that you may feel like you have to have every label on everything and the time schedules mapped out and every last detail done before you can be Fool. But Fool casts all that stuff off. He's like, I don't have to know anything. I don't have to take a newspaper with me. I don't have to take a pencil with me. I'm just going to take my dog and, I'm just going to go. So let some of that excitement and some of that unbridled willingness and openness help you embrace that Fool energy that's showing up. I also see Magician in reverse. Now this is a card that's passing away. Magician usually represents feeling your own personal power, being able to create what you want to create. The word for magician is abracadabra, which means I create what I say. So by saying things, talking things through, actually saying things in words and in language, that is what a spell is. When we spell or speak things, we speak it into existence. So when magician says, I am prosperous, or I am strong, or I am powerful, I am concentrated, I am focused. He actually is willing that into being by speaking those words. I mean, he's like the number one affirmations card. He is the I am card because he's card 1. This is what I am, abracadabra. I think it, therefore I create it. I think, therefore I am. That's all magician stuff. Abracadabra. I say it, and so there it is. So with magician, when magician's in reverse, it's saying I'm not focused, I'm not concentrated, I'm not creating the, there's challenges to my personal power. I don't feel powerful or like that I can create what I want. Those, any doubts, fears, or resistance to thinking that you can create what you want, that's going to be passing away. Whatever fears that you may have about being able to create what you want, create the world that you want, create the results that you want, that's going to be dissolving away, Virgo. So that's passing. If you have felt any challenges to your personal power, it's actually saying in many ways too, he usually can control the outcome and control what happens. He's kind of letting that go. By letting that go, you open up to 0 energy and say, I don't need to control the outcome. I trust the outcome. I'm just going to let it be what it is. That's full energy. So it's kind of nice. This is passing away and this is opening up. What's approaching for you, Virgo, is 2 of coins. This is a card on the high side that's really flexible and fun. There's 2 ways that 2 of coins can go. I mean, there's many ways, but the ways I usually like to highlight is there's a high side and a low side to 2 of coins. The high side is taking whatever life throws at you, kind of echoing Fool energy. Fool is very carefree. He's very free. 2 of coins says I'm adaptable. I'm flexible. I can, whether this tide rises or lowers, just like the boat follows the tide. If the tide rises, the boat rises. If the tide lowers, the boat lowers. It's adaptability and flexibility according to changing circumstances. Same thing with 2 of coins. He's usually on 1 foot balancing, and he's usually juggling 2 coins. So it's saying, if people come to try to push me over, I just change and I adapt. I switch my balance. If you throw another ball at me, I can catch it. Watch me juggle these things in the air. So it's a card of juggling, but it's a card of being flexible and adaptable. So it can be really a card of fun. Like, I'm going to stand here on 1 foot and juggle. Watch me. Watch how fun it is. On the low side, it can be feeling unbalanced and feeling stressed about changing circumstances. Like, I don't know if I can adapt. I don't know if I can be flexible. I don't know if I can change gears that quickly, and I feel off balance because of it. But try to tap into the fun, roll with it, flexible, adaptable side of 2 of coins. And, and that really works with full energy as well. This is being open, being carefree, experiencing freedom and trust and kind of like just being open to the world, whatever comes at you. And then this is saying, whatever comes at me, I can handle it. Whatever comes at me, I can work with it. I can do it. So those are some potential 2 of coins energies. It also could mean financial contracts. Sometimes it means joint finances because it's 2 people's money. Sometimes it means feeling stretched thin, like you have to borrow money from Peter to pay Paul. It can mean that kind of thing. But again, adapting a playful, flexible attitude is the highest side of 2 of coins energy. So work with that, Virgo. And then highlighted is justice in reverse. So I'm going to ask you, Virgo, what for May feels like justice was not done? What correction to justice do you need to make? Justice is a card about weighing the evidence, coming up with a verdict that seems in alignment with truth, looking at both sides of things, considering and evaluating things. When justice is in reverse, it means that there needs to be some sort of correction to an outcome to make it just and fair and right. So obviously, justice in reverse can show an injustice. There may be some injustice that is at the forefront of May, it's highlighted for May. But I'm going to ask you, what needs to be corrected? What needs to change so that justice is done? What needs to happen so that those scales are tipped to be balanced? How can you bring fairness into the situation. Maybe it's you removing yourself from the situation. Maybe there's a third person who needs to be involved. Maybe, you know, words need to be said one way or another. Maybe, you know, is there a balance that is unbalanced? And how can it be balanced is what these two cards together say. There may be an outstanding debt I'm getting for some of you that needs to be paid off, whether it's you owing the other person or the other person owing you. There might be something going on in terms of fairness and the money. So I'm going to just ask you, Virgo, what needs to happen for the scales to be corrected? What would be the just outcome? How is injustice showing up? And what needs to happen for it to be just and fair? That's highlighted for you this month. So week 1, we've got King of Cups in reverse. Or sorry, not King of Cups, Knight of Cups, the other K. Knight of Cups is usually someone who can be a water sign. So it could be a water sign person showing up for you. It could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Or it could be someone who embodies the Knight of Cups archetype. And that's someone who's very romantic. That's someone who is like a soft-hearted. He wears his heart on his sleeve. So it's someone who is happy with sharing a message of love or sharing what's on their heart. And it could be a message of love that's coming to you or that you're sending to someone else. This is the messenger helmet. This is the winged helmet of Mercury and Hermes, the Greek god. And he's usually the messenger. So it's a message of the heart. So in reverse, it's saying that there's a message of the heart that's being blocked. Either you're keeping someone else's message of the heart at bay, or there's a message of the heart that you want to express to someone else, but you're feeling resistant, fearful, doubtful to saying it. So I'm going to offer, Virgo, that if you have a message of the heart to share with someone, you know, he's showing up for you. He's your messenger. Just don't keep him buried. Or if there's someone knocking at your door with a message of the heart, see if you can hear it. You don't necessarily have to take action on it one way or the other, but it's probably beneficial if he's showing up with this cup, this message for you, to at least hear that message. You don't have to drink from the cup, but it may be beneficial, since he's showing up in week 1 for you, to either share a message or receive a message coming from the heart. Or, you know, it could be also a young man not necessarily a young man, a man who is a water sign knocking on your door, week 1 of May. And he's usually pretty romantic. He usually speaks from the heart. For week 2, we have the Sun in reverse. Now, the Sun is such a positive card, Virgo. In reverse or upright, it's about radiance. It's about feeling complete. It's about shining forth yourself. It's feeling like the sun is shining on you. It's feeling like complete. You can see there might be some good relationship stuff going on here too. And the fact that he's in reverse, if any of you Virgos are with a water sign person, he's showing up as a message from the heart. And then the couple shows up together here. They're both in reverse though, so someone's trying to not hear it. Someone's trying to resist it. But this is beautiful energy, whether it's just for you, Virgo, or for a relationship. There's real healing here. There's real communication, integration, balance, fairness. Now, it being in the reverse position, it's reminding me of what is unbalanced here, justice. What is unjust? What is said that's not being heard or received? So there's some themes there, especially if it has to do with the heart or with a water sign person. But Sun is so good. You know, it's like saying you're mostly there. Most of the stuff is good. You might have a couple kinks to work out, but, you know, Sun is shining on the situation. It's radiant. It's glorious. Both of these people are vital. And if this could just be that you're feeling mostly on top of your game. There's a little like lampshade over your light, but it's still, everybody can still see it, Virgo. For week 3 of May, this is a concern with finance. 4 of Coins has to do with security, feeling like you have to hold on to every last cent. Notice his heart is blocked when he does that. Money's on his mind, money's on his heart, he's holding on to money with both arms and both legs. So that kind of keeps you immobilized, especially in the reverse position. It's saying there's a lot of fear about money in week 3. So what can you do about that, Virgo? What can you do about not feeling like money is controlling you? How can you open up your heart? One of the images I get for this card when it shows up is that when you try to hold on to something, this is also about, control, possessiveness, wanting to maintain what you have. When you try to hold, like, say, a stick of butter in your hand, if you clench it as tight as you can, all the butter goes through all your fingers. You got nothing. If you hold it like this, an open hand, not a clenched fist, open hand, it remains. So try to be open regarding money. Be flexible. Remember 2 of coins. And try not to grip onto whatever. It's not that dire. Try not to let fear consume you, especially regarding finances, money, property, assets. When this card shows up, that could happen in week 3 for you, that you just feel like, oh my God, I've got to hold on to every last cent. Try to loosen that up, and because it's going to block your heart. You can be preoccupied. Remember Midas, who touches everything and it turns to gold, but yet he's very unhappy. He has all the money in the world, but he doesn't have happiness because money controls him ultimately. Don't become Midas. Realize that there's other things in life that can make you happy. This is a necessary thing. It's a tool. It's security. It can bring you good things, but if you become preoccupied with it, it drains away all your happiness. So that's just a message from 4 of coins to you in week 3 of May. Week 4 of May, a lot more money shows up, by the way. This is 10 of coins. This is the most amount of money on a card that there is. So this is usually inheritance. This can be a reward. It can be a payout from a legal case. Sometimes justice and 10 of coins are showing up kind of near one another. They're both in reverse, though, so it may say that it's not as much as you thought it was, or it's not coming from the source, or that this needs to be corrected and taken care of before this is taken care of. But 10 of coins usually has to do with inheritance. It has to do with a large sum of money that's coming to you. It has to do with security, again, like 4 of coins. You can see the fortress, the fortress walls that appear in both of these, the bricks behind, so security. And it could be something to do with the relationship that was in the house, in the fortress. That's upside down. So for some of you, this may mean a divorce with the court system and the couple that is splitting their it's funny, with all 3 of these coins, all 3 of these cards together, there may be a division of finances through the court system. But more money is showing up in week 4, regardless. Don't let these 4 coins scare you, Virgo. This is a card of security. It just may be that the fears, the doubts, the resistance, nervousness is going to be your worst enemy in May. Don't be nervous. Be carefree, like Fool. Be flexible and adaptable. That's really going to help you in May, Virgo. So that's my reading for you for May, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions for me about it, feel free to put those down in the comments. If you did enjoy it, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Virgo who you think might enjoy it. I hope that you feel free and open, trusting the universe as Fool does here. That's your theme. There's a lot of sunny optimism here. See if you can access that. And if you'd like one of these mats for your own, I have those on my website. Virgo's is kind of a green color. And I've been having fun over on Instagram. You can check me out there. I've got a link that I'll be putting up. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.